So Sean Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him this week, Combs, was having a short interview with Naomi Campbell. And he was speaking about the election. And his messaging didn't sound like something that came from CNN, but let me let you hear exactly what Puffy is saying.
The black vote is not going to be for free. We're going to have to see some promises. You know, what are we getting in return for our vote? Nothing has changed for Black America. And in order for us to vote for Biden, we can't be taken for granted like we always are because we're supposed to be Democrats or because people are afraid of Trump. It's whoever's going to take care of our community, whoever wants to make a deal. It's business at this point. You know, we can't trust politicians, you know, so we want to know very clearly, just like Trump made it clear that he wanted to build a wall. Biden needs to make it clear that he's going to change the lives and quality of life of black and brown people, or else he can't get the vote. I will hold the vote hostage if I have to.
You said it here, said it first.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Now, that message that Puffy was saying did not come from CNN or MSNBC or any outlet that would be considered left-wing Democrat. That's not that kind of messaging. That message that he was speaking shows you that he is listening to everyone on social media and the messaging what social media has now in the global black media that we have, right? Puffy and all of them are taking the cues from what we report, our messaging. The mainstream media do not have the respect or credibility no more because they used to craft messages. But now they can't even do that anymore because people have seen the fakery, the propaganda, the lies, etc. They've seen that. Now, Puffy was doing the message okay until maybe about the 31 to 32 second mark. And I said politically, no one looks out for black people. Why is it that we're the only group that's attaching others when our fight hasn't even been completed? We haven't gotten anything yet. No one says, you know, white and black, white and Asian, or Asian and brown. Nobody attaches anything else to them except us. Why do you guys keep doing that? Because politically, no one in that other group will not do that for us. Now, if we had a political ally, and I'm talking about politically, if we had a political ally that fought for us and we fought for them and we was always fighting for each other, and I'll be the biggest one to say politically black and brown on a political front. But every group is fighting for themselves. And the sad part is black folks, our so-called political leadership, have never fought for black people. They fought for everybody else but black people. Understand? So the people are saying that if you do not give any kind of tangibles, you will not get the vote. It's just that simple. I said it, and I'm going to repeat it again. I am not voting for Joe Biden at this moment. I'm not voting for Donald Trump either. Not voting for now one of them. Who is going to give me what I need? Now, if you give me what black folks need, then you can get my vote. I don't care which one is it. If Trump show up tomorrow and say he's going to do this for black folks, then I'll go vote for him. If Biden say he's going to do something for black folks and actually has a tangible policy, then he can get my vote. My vote is for sale. I meant that when I said that, and the majority of black folks mean that. And if you do not get what you want, then you just chill your nerves. It's just that simple. And the Democrat Party know that they don't get to the White House except through black people. So we're the swing vote. Republicans will win forever if black folks just say, you know what, I'm going to chill my nerves. And black people have every right to sit at home this time. And let me tell you why. The Democrats were the main ones talking about HR 40 and we need a study or whatever. But coronavirus showed up and all of a sudden you came up with $2 trillion like this, $1,200 checks in the mail. No study, no nothing. So with that being said, just as much as you can approve $1,200 checks for everybody, well, then you can approve the checks for the reparations of slavery. And if you're not going to do it, fine, don't worry about it. You'll never win an election again, at least from those of us who have in our age group and younger, you're not. Now, of course, you're going to have the people who's in the boule, they're going to vote, and that's fine. They can do that. Not all, but a good amount of the older crowd, they're going to vote for you. Fine. But I'm telling you right now, we're not. Why are we voting for something, not getting nothing out the deal? That's like paying for a meal and you show up, there's no meal for you. So Puffy, you're listening, but you're not listening completely, Puffy, because you slipped that in there. I know you're friends with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't fighting for reparations for us. She's trying to attach her group to what we need and what we are owed. And they're not owed that. Sorry, her group isn't owed that. If they dealt with the chattel slavery and everything that we dealt with alongside of us, I'll be the first one saying, yeah, you know, everyone that dealt with that should get that. But come on, no, that's just not going to happen politically. I've seen it over and over and over. I've been open-minded. I've been objective. I've watched the moves of everybody in this political field. And no one fights for black people. No one wants to come around black people except when they need something. Just like when you had the Asian caucus recently, when people was getting at the Asian community about coronavirus, all of a sudden now the Asian caucus want to come talk to the Congressional Black Caucus about, hey, let's join together. You know, it's racism is bad. All before you were doing good, you wouldn't even talk to black folk. Now you're coming over there with them, in which all of them are silly as well, because they don't represent black folks whatsoever. And they're not respected either. They can shut down that caucus. They're not doing anything for black people. But what I'm saying is this. They're listening, but listen to the whole message next time, Puffy. If you see this video, listen to the whole message. Puffy, I want you to say and think about this. What politician in the brown community is championing us like you're championing them? And it's not a hatred. There's no hate with nobody. For me, I'm just talking about politically. We got to fight for what we need, just like they fighting for what they need. And I have no issue with them fighting for what they need. They don't have time to fight for black people. I get it. And we don't have time to fight for nobody else. We have to solve our issues, our problems right here in America and also worldwide. You got a shirt on to say African. What are you doing in Africa, Puffy? Don't just be wearing no African shirts. When the last time you been to the continent, brother? What initiatives are you doing on the continent? I mean, let us know, because like I said, I'll gladly report it. And then when you're going back, you know, should we go out there and report with the good work you're doing out there in Africa? I mean, come on, let's have that conversation. But let me know, you ladies and gentlemen, what you think about, you know, Puffy and what he's saying. He's saying the right message. He just needs to clean up a part of it. And let's see what he's going to do, because, you know, he's friends with certain people. And, you know, he know good and well Biden is not going to get it. The black community not feeling Biden. That 1994 crime bill is why black folks is not feeling Biden. And then also on top of that, you got Biden caught up in this situation. It's quite funny. The Me Too movement isn't coming after Biden. It's quite funny. But, you know, you have Tarana. It's not my job to go after white men Burke. I'm not saying nothing either about it. But, you know, like I said, that movement was meant to go after black men, and it's playing out right before our eyes.